Ryan woke up with a sharp pain in his leg. Smoke filled the cracked cockpit of his small exploration ship. Sparks jumped from broken wires. Outside the window, he could see thick green trees stretching far into the distance. Strange bird-like creatures flew above the canopy.
Ow.
The sky had two suns. He wasn't on Earth anymore. He had been traveling alone, surveying unknown star systems. Everything was going fine until the storm hit. A strange burst of energy had thrown his ship out of hyperspace. Oh, he was stranded on a planet he had never seen before. Ryan pushed open the emergency hatch and climbed out slowly. The air was warm and smelled sweet like flowers. His leg was bleeding, and he limped as he walked away from the smoking wreck. He grabbed his emergency pack, took out a scanner, and tried to figure out if the planet was safe. Oxygen level is good. Temperature is fine. No radiation. He muttered to himself. He wrapped his wound and began walking toward a nearby hill. From the top, he might be able to spot water or signs of life. The ground was soft, covered in moss-like plants. The trees were tall and glowing in some places. Insects hummed around him, but none attacked. Still, he kept his guard up. As he climbed the hill, he heard a loud screech. Ryan ducked behind a rock. On the other side, a huge beast stood on 6 legs. Skin was scaly, its mouth full of sharp teeth. In front of it was someone else tall, silver-skinned, holding a spear, an alien girl. She fought with grace, spinning and dodging, but the beast was stronger. Just as the creature was about to strike, Ryan saw a large stone near his feet. Without thinking, he picked it up and threw it as hard as he could. The rock hit the beast's eye. It roared and turned toward him. "Great idea," Ryan whispered, regretting it instantly. The alien girl used the moment to stab her spear into the beast's side. It cried out, stumbled, and ran off into the forest. Ryan stood there, frozen. The alien girl stared at him. Her eyes were bright blue, her hair silver and long. Her skin shimmered slightly in the light. She walked toward him with slow steps, her weapon still in her hand. "Are you hurt?" she asked, in clear English. Ryan blinked. "You speak English?" "Translator," she said, tapping a crystal on her chest. "You helped me." "Why?" Ryan shrugged. "You were about to get eaten." She looked at him closely. "You're not from this world." "Nope," Ryan said. "Crashed my ship. Legs busted. Need to find help." She moved closer. "At me. See it." Before he could stop her, she knelt beside him and touched the wound. She took out a small vial filled with red liquid. "This is a healing serum," she said, "made from my blood." "It will fix your leg." Ryan hesitated. "Your blood?" "Yes, it's normal here," she said. "Just drink a few drops. It binds to your body and speeds recovery." Ryan was in pain, and he had no idea if his first aid kit would last. He took the vial and drank it. The taste was sweet, like berries. He felt a strange warmth in his chest, and his leg began to tingle. Within minutes, the pain started to fade. "Wow, that actually worked," he said, surprised. She stood up and looked serious. "My name is Leora. I'm Princess of the Shalara tribe. You must come with me." "Wait. Because you drank my blood," she said flatly. Ryan blinked again. "Yes," and suddenly she looked a little shocked. "You don't know?" "Know what?" She stepped back, eyes wide. "On this planet, when someone drinks the blood of a royal, it means a bond is formed, a sacred bond. Now?" My mate Ryan stared. "What?" No. I thought it was just medicine." Leora frowned. "To you, maybe, but to my people, this is law. If the council finds out, they'll expect us to complete the bond. This is a misunderstanding." Ryan said quickly, "I don't even know your last name." "I don't have one," she replied. He rubbed his face. "Great." Leora sighed and looked away. "You saved me. I saved you. Bond is made. The guards will come soon. We must go to my city. If we hide it, they will call it dishonor. If we face it, maybe they will accept you. What if I say no?" She paused. "Then they may banish me, or worse." Ryan looked at her, realizing she wasn't just being dramatic. Her eyes were serious, almost afraid. He groaned. "Fine. I'll come with you, but only until we figure this out. Leora nodded. Thank you, Ryan. They walked together through the forest. Giant floating stones hovered above the trees. The air felt heavy with secrets. As they reached a clearing, flying creatures descended. They were guards dressed in silver armor, holding long staffs that pulsed with energy. They landed and bowed. Princess Leora, one of them said, "Is this the one?" "Yes," she said softly. The guard turned to Ryan. "You drank the blood. The bond is formed. Can we talk about this?" Ryan asked nervously. "There will be time to speak," the guard said. "Now, you must come with us. The council waits." Ryan looked at Leora, who gave a tiny nod. He had no idea what he had just walked into. But one thing was clear. His crash was just the beginning. The guards flew beside them, their silver armor shining in the sunlight. Ryan sat on the back of a soft-winged creature, holding tight as it glided over the trees. Leora flew beside him, quiet and thoughtful. Below them, the alien forest stretched. Far and wide, giant trees moved slightly, as if breathing. Glowing rivers flowed like blue light through the land. In the distance, something floated in the sky, massive towers, standing on large hovering platforms. "Is that your city?" Ryan asked. Liora nodded. Shalaria, the city of sky. As they got closer, Ryan saw creatures of all shapes and sizes flying around the city. Bridges connected platforms. Gardens hung from the towers. Small ships moved between landing pads. Landed in a large circle at the center of the city, many aliens gathered there, whispering and pointing. Ryan noticed that most had silver skin like Leora, but their markings and clothes were different. A group of older beings stepped forward. Their robes were dark blue with gold symbols. They looked powerful and wise. Laura stepped ahead and bowed. "Elders of the council, I bring before you Ryan, the one who saved me and the one who drank the blood." Ryan whispered, "Can you stop saying that part out loud?" One of the elders, tall and stern, looked directly at him. "Is it true? Did you drink the sacred blood of Princess Leora?" Ryan raised his hands. "It was offered as medicine. I didn't know what it meant." Another elder leaned on her staff. "Ignorance does not erase the bond." Leora looked nervous. "He comes from another world. Their customs are not ours." The eldest one nodded. "Yet tradition remains. The blood bond is sacred. Even if it was unintentional, it cannot be undone." Ryan felt pressure building in his chest. "So, what now? What happens to us?" A silence followed. Then the eldest elder spoke again. "He must prove himself. The bond alone is not enough. Only those who pass the trials may stand beside royalty." Leora stepped forward quickly. "He saved me from a beast. He helped me without thought of gain." "Saving a life shows heart," the elder said. "But he must also show strength, wisdom, and unity." "I didn't sign up for this," Ryan muttered. The elder looked at him again. "You are free to leave. But if you go, the princess will face exile. Her bond would be broken in shame." Ryan looked at Leora. She stood tall, but her hands were clenched. Her face showed nothing, but her eyes, those blue eyes, held fear. He sighed. "Fine. What do I have to do?" A deep drum sounded. Platform opened below the floor. A glowing path rose from it, leading toward a distant mountain. "You will begin with the trial of the wild," said the elder. "Survive for 3 days with no help, and return with the flower of fire that grows only on the cliffs of Talvin." Ryan stared. 3 days? Out there? "You will not be alone," Leora said. "You will have my spirit guide. Cannot fight for you, but it can show you the way." A soft, glowing orb floated beside her. It shimmered gently and floated. Over to Ryan. Hello?" Ryan said to the orb. It blinked in response. "It understands you," Leora said, "but speaks only through signs." Guards handed him a simple pack with dried food, water, and basic tools. No weapons. As Ryan turned to leave, Leora stepped closer. "You don't have to do this. I didn't mean to trap you." "That you didn't," he said quietly. "You helped me. This is just a weird situation, but I'll try. She nodded. Be careful. The cliffs are dangerous. He gave her a half-smile, noted. With that, he stepped onto the glowing path. It carried him down toward the wild lands. The forest below was thicker than before. Trees whispered in the wind. Strange, glowing animals watched from a distance. The orb floated beside him, occasionally pulsing to guide him left or right as night came. Ryan built a small shelter with vines and large leaves. He ate a bit of the dried food and looked at the stars. Why do these things always happen to me? He muttered. The orb pulsed once gently. Thanks, glowing ball. At least you're quiet. The next morning, he started the climb toward the cliffs. The path became steep. Slippery rocks made it hard to walk. Strange howls echoed in the distance. On the second day, he slipped and cut his arm on a sharp stone. It hurt, but he pressed on. The orb shone brighter whenever danger was near. Finally, on the third day, he reached the cliffs. They were tall and dangerous, with red mist swirling around the edges. The flower of fire grew near the top, bright red petals glowing like embers. He climbed slowly. Rocks crumbled beneath his feet. Once he nearly fell, but caught himself in time. When he reached the flower, he paused. It was beautiful, warm to the touch. Carefully, he picked it and placed it in his pack. The journey back was just as hard. By the time he returned to the city circle, he was bruised, tired, and dirty, but alive. The council waited. Ryan stood in front of them and held up the flower. 3 days, he said. No food left. Almost lost a leg, but here it is. The elders looked at one another. The eldest stepped forward. You have passed the first trial. The fire within you is real. Leora smiled from the side, her eyes shining with pride. Ryan sat down heavily. What's the second trial? The elder only smiled. You'll find out tomorrow, Ryan groaned. Great. But somewhere deep inside he felt something he hadn't felt in a long time: purpose. The next morning, Ryan stood at the edge of the council circle again. His body ached from the 3-day trial. His arms were sore, his legs felt heavy, and there were scratches all over him. But he was still standing in. He had passed the first. Trial.Liora stood nearby, watching quietly. She didn't say much, but Ryan could see the worry in her eyes. She wanted him to succeed. But she also didn't want him hurt. The eldest council member stepped forward and raised a carved staff. Today begins the second trial, he announced. The trial of wisdom. Strength alone cannot guide our people. Wisdom brings peace and unity. The trial will test your mind and your heart. Ryan looked around. So, no running through a jungle this time? The elder smiled. No. You will face the Chamber of Echoes. 2 guards walked up and guided Ryan to a circular building made of smooth white stone. It had no windows. It's only a tall door, which opened slowly as they approached. Inside, the room was dark and quiet. The only sound was a soft hum in the air. What do I do? Ryan asked. You must enter alone, one guard said. The chamber will show you visions. Speak your truth. Follow your heart. And do not lie, or the chamber will know. Ryan took a deep breath and stepped inside. The door closed behind him. At first it was silent. Then a light appeared in the center of the room. Mist swirled around it.
Ryan walked toward it slowly. Suddenly the mist formed shapes, familiar ones. Pisa?
Earth, tall buildings, cars, people walking, his old home. His sister's laugh. The park where he used to sit. Then the scene changed. His ship flying through space. The storm that hit him. The crash. The jungle. Why did you come here? A voice echoed. It sounded like his own, but deeper. Exploring, Ryan answered. Searching new worlds, but you came alone. Why? He paused. Because I didn't belong back home. I needed space. Time to think. The voice whispered, You ran away. Maybe, Ryan admitted, but now I'm trying to fix things, trying to help. The room grew quiet again. Then another scene appeared. Leora standing in the forest, her spear raised. He saw himself throw the rock. Did he know what it blood? Did you know what it meant? The voice asked. No, Ryan said. I didn't. But now you do. Yes. Do you accept it? Ryan was silent. Then he spoke. I don't fully understand it, but I respect it, and I respect her. The mist swirled again. Images faded. The chamber glowed softly. The door opened behind him. He stepped out into the daylight, blinking. The council stood there, waiting. The elder looked into his eyes. You spoke truth? Yes, Ryan said. The elder nodded. Then the chamber has accepted you. You've passed the second trial. Leora smiled, her shoulders relaxing. Ryan exhaled deeply. 2 down. 1 remains, said the elder. The final trial. Unity. What does that mean? Ryan asked. Before the elder could reply, a loud horn echoed across the city. Everyone turned toward the sky. In the distance, a dark ship approached. It had sharp wings and red lights. Smaller fighters followed it. Liz's face changed. No, it's Prince Valen, who? Ryan asked. A leader from a rival tribe. She said he wanted to bond with me before, but I refused him. Now he's come to challenge the bond. The ship landed near the outer circle. Valen stepped out. He was tall, armored, and had glowing red tattoos across his arms. His expression was calm, but his eyes were cold. Greetings, Council, he said. I come to claim what was promised. Nothing was promised, Leora said firmly. Valen looked at Ryan. So this is the one? It's the weakling who drank your blood. Ryan stepped forward. I'm right here, thanks. Valen laughed, then let him prove himself against me. One final trial. The Unity trial. Let us see who truly deserves your bond, Council whispered among themselves. The elder raised his hand. So be it. You will both enter the trial of Unity, a test not of battle, but of trust and cooperation. Valen's smile faded. Cooperation? As the elder said. You must work together to protect something sacred. Only those who understand unity can be worthy. They were taken to a platform that floated high above the city.
Out.
In the center stood a glowing sphere, the heart of Shalaria. You must keep. The heart's safe, said the elder. A test will come. From above or below, we do not say. But you must stand together. Fight together, or both fail. Valen gritted his teeth. Fine. Ryan looked at him. You're not good at teamwork, are you? Stay out of my way, human, Valen growled. Liora looked at both of them. You must try. The heart is important to my people. Ryan nodded. I'll protect it, even with him. Valen rolled his eyes but didn't argue. They stood guard around the sphere. Minutes passed, then an hour, then 2. Silence filled the air. Suddenly the platform shook. A massive flying beast appeared in the clouds. It was covered in metal armor, with glowing eyes. It charged toward the heart. Valen jumped to attack, but missed. The beast knocked him aside. Ryan pulled him up. I thought you were strong. Don't touch me. We don't have time for pride, Ryan shouted. The beast roared and fired a blast of energy. Ryan pushed Valen aside and threw a piece of debris to distract the creature. It turned its head, giving Valen a chance to strike. Together, Ryan yelled. They moved in sync. Ryan threw rocks and dodged attacks. Valen used his spear to strike the weak spots. Finally, the beast fell with a loud thud. They stood there, breathing hard. We did it, Ryan said. Valen didn't speak, but nodded once. The platform lowered. The council waited. The elder smiled. We have both passed the trial of unity. Valen looked at Leora. I lost. I accept it. But no, this here human has fire. He will be tested again. He left without another word. Ryan looked at Leora. 3 trials. Still alive. Barely. She stepped closer. You did more than survive. You showed them who you are. He smiled. So now what? She reached out and took his hand. Now the bond becomes real. The sky above Shalaria turned purple as evening came. Lights danced across the floating city, glowing like stars. The wind was soft, carrying the scent of sweet blossoms. The people of the city gathered in the great circle, wearing bright colors. and carrying glowing stones in their hands. This night was special. It was the night of the bonding ceremony. Ryan stood in front of a wide mirror-like pool, wearing clean robes given to him by the elders. They were dark gray, with silver lines, simple but respectful. His hair was a mess, his arms still bruised, but he stood tall. He had passed the trials. He had earned his place. Liora appeared beside him, dressed in shining white. Her silver hair was tied back with blue gems woven in. Her eyes held the same strength he saw the first day. But now they also showed warmth. "You clean up well?" Ryan said with a grin. "You still look tired," she replied, but smiled back. The council stepped forward. The eldest elder raised both hands. "On this night, we recognize the sacred bond. It began by blood, continued by trials, and now stands ready to be completed by choice. Let the final step begin." Leora and Ryan stepped onto the floating platform that moved slowly above the pool. Golden petals floated in the air. Everyone watched silently. This bond, Leora began, her voice steady, was not something I expected, but it became something I trust. You showed kindness, courage, and respect. For that, I offer my hand. Ryan looked at her, surprised. "You mean I get to choose too?" She nodded. "Yes. The bond started without your knowledge, but it cannot be completed without your will." Ryan took a deep breath. He thought of everything. This crash, the jungle, the beast, the trials, the chamber, Valen, the platform. And Leora standing beside him through it all. He reached out and took her hand. "I accept," he said softly. Light glowed around them. The crowd cheered. Music started, strange but beautiful sounds made by glowing instruments. The platform lowered slowly, but just as the celebration began, a loud warning horn echoed through the city. The crowd turned toward the sky. Several strange ships appeared above the trees. They were dark and sharp, flying fast and low. One of the guards ran to the elder. "Invaders," he said, "from beyond the mountain lands." Leora gasped. "How did they pass our sky shields?" The elder looked serious. Someone must have deactivated them from inside. A loud crash followed as one of the enemy ships fired at a nearby platform, breaking a bridge and sending debris into the pool. People screamed and ran. Ryan grabbed Leora's hand. "We need to move. To the tower," she said. "It's the safest place." They rushed through the city as guards and warriors rose to fight. Beams of energy lit the air. Some of the invaders wore dark armor and carried glowing blades. They moved fast, pushing back the defenders. At the tower, Ryan and Leora found the command chamber. A large map showed red dots blinking across the city. "They're everywhere," Ryan said. "How do we fight back?" "Need to restart the sky shields," Leora said. "But the control crystal was stolen weeks ago. No one knew who took it." "Valen," Ryan said quickly. "He said something before he left. About being tested again? You think he betrayed us? Or someone from his side did? Either way, we need that crystal." A guard entered, wounded. "They're heading toward the heart of Shalaria. They want to destroy it." "Oh," Leora said, standing quickly. "We must stop them." "Take me with you," Ryan said. "It's dangerous." "I know, but I'm your bonded mate now. Remember?" She looked at him and nodded. "Then we fight together." They left the tower. With a small team of warriors, the path to the heart chamber was blocked by debris, but Ryan found a way around through a narrow bridge under one of the platforms. The invaders were already near the heart, placing charges to destroy it. "We need a plan," Ryan whispered. "Distraction," Leora said. "You circle from the left. I go from the right. When they turn, we strike." Ryan nodded. "Got it." They moved fast. Ryan used the mist to hide his steps. He picked up a piece of broken metal and threw it far into the shadows. The sound drew 2 guards away. Leora moved like wind, striking down one attacker with her spear. Ryan tackled the second, grabbing his weapon and pulling him down. Followed, and a fight broke out. Energy blasts lit the chamber. Ryan ducked behind a pillar, rolled, and knocked down another enemy. He looked over and saw Leora fighting two at once, graceful and fierce. One of the attackers aimed at her from behind. "Leora," Ryan shouted. She turned just in time, but the shot was already fired. Ryan jumped forward, pushing her out of the way. The blast hit him in the side. He fell to the ground. Laura screamed and fought with renewed fury. Ending the fight quickly, she dropped to her knees beside him. "Ryan, stay with me. I'm still here," he gasped, trying to smile. "You're hurt, yeah, again." The guards ran in with more support. The invaders were pushed back. The charges were disarmed. The heart was safe. He was taken to the healing center. The same blood serum was used, but this time mixed with something stronger. Hours passed, and Ryan finally opened his eyes. Leora was beside him, holding his hand. "You risked your life again," she whispered. "Seems to be a habit now," he said weakly. "You are part of us now," she said. "And not just because of the bond. Because of who you are." Ryan nodded slowly, "I guess. I found my place after all." Ryan sat up in the healing chamber as soft light filled the room. His side still ached, but the pain was fading. The healing serum worked fast, and the glowing orb that hovered beside him pulsed warmly. Laura entered the room quietly, her steps soft. She wore a new set of robes, but her face looked tired. "You're awake," she said with a gentle smile. "Yeah," again Ryan replied. "How many times do I end up in this room?" "Many," she said, sitting beside him. "Is the city safe now?" he asked. Laura nodded. "The invaders were driven out. Our guards chased them into the hills, but the damage was done." Ryan leaned back in the crystal, the one that powers the sky shields. "Still missing," she said, frowning. "Without it, we are open to more attacks." Ryan looked at her. "You said it was stolen weeks ago, right?" "Yes," she said. "Someone from inside our walls. Then we need to find out who. Fast." The next morning, the council called for a private meeting. Ryan and Leora stood before the elders. As the city tried to return to normal outside, the air still smelled like smoke, and broken platforms were being repaired by flying drones. The eldest elder raised his hand. "There is a traitor among us. Someone gave access to our defenses and helped the invaders enter the city." Leora stepped forward. "We believe Prince Valen might be connected." "He left without protest," one of the other elders said. "But that could be a trick. He had reason to hurt us," Ryan added. "He lost the bond. Maybe that pushed him." The council agreed to send a scout team to Valen's mountain region. Ryan asked to join, and after a moment of hesitation, they allowed it. Leora insisted on going too. They left that evening in a small airship, flying over misty valleys and glowing rivers. As they neared Valen's land, Ryan saw large stone towers rising from the cliffs. The sky looked darker here. The ship landed outside a guarded gate. Warriors blocked the entrance, but Valen himself appeared moments later. "You came," Valen said, folding his arms. "We need to talk," Ryan said. "We think someone close to you helped the invaders." Valen's eyes narrowed. "Do you accuse me again, human?" "Not accuse," Leora said calmly. "But we must find the truth." Valen looked at them for a long moment, then gave a small nod. "Fine, follow me." They walked through the main hall of his stronghold. Ryan noticed strange marks on the walls, symbols glowing faintly in red. They looked different from the ones in Shalaria. "What are these?" Ryan asked. "Old protection." "Runes," Valen said. "Our tribe's tradition." They reached the command chamber. Valen ordered his officers to bring records of all visitors and energy logs from the past month. Ryan, with help from the orb, scanned through the data. One pattern stood out. An unknown signal had been sent from inside Valen's base to Shalaria. 2 days before the shield failed, someone here sent that message, Ryan said, pointing. At the screen, Valen's face darkened. Who had access to this terminal? A young officer stepped forward. "Commander Zen did, my prince." Valen's eyes widened slightly. "Zen, he's been with us for years. Where is he now?" Leora asked. "Out on patrol," the officer said, or so he claimed. Valen sent guards to search. Ours. Later, Zen was found hiding near the outer cliffs with a small ship ready to flee. It It was captured and brought back. Why did you do it? Valen demanded. Zen looked at them with cold eyes. Because the old ways are weak. Your bond with the human was an insult to our people. The invaders offered strength. Valen clenched his fists. You nearly destroyed both tribes for pride? Zen said nothing more. The council was informed. Zen was sent for judgment, and Valen gave the stolen crystal back to Leora. He hid it here, Valen said. I didn't know. Thank you for your help, Leora said. Vale looked at Ryan. You're still standing. I didn't think you would. Neither did I, Ryan said with a grin. Take care of her, Valen said, turning away. She deserves someone who fights for more than himself. They flew back to Shalaria that night. The city felt lighter when they arrived. People cheered. As the sky shields came back online, glowing blue above the towers once more, the next morning the council held a public gathering. Ryan and Leora stood together as the elder spoke. The traitor is gone. The city is safe. And today, we honor the courage of those who stood for unity. Cheers rose from the crowd. The elder turned to Ryan. You came here by accident, but you stayed by choice. You passed our trials. You fought for our people. And now, we offer you full place among us. Ryan looked at Leora. She smiled, and he knew his answer. Thank you, he said. I accept. As the crowd celebrated, Leora leaned close. There's one more thing you don't know. What now? Ryan asked. The bond? She said. It's not just symbolic. What do you mean? It links our hearts, our feelings. When you're hurt, I feel it. When you're happy, I feel that too. It's deeper than any connection you've known. Ryan stared at her. So you felt everything? Yes, she said softly. Even your fear, your hope, your strength. He reached for her hand, and I'm glad it was you. The first light of dawn colored the sky a gentle gold, painting the floating towers of Shalaria in soft hues. Ryan stood on a balcony that overlooked the waking city. Cool air brushed his face, carrying songs from early flyers and the faint hum of sky shields now alive again. Below, artisans repaired broken bridges and children chased one another between glowing gardens. Life had returned quickly, yet everything felt new. He heard quiet steps behind him. Leora joined him at the rail, her silver hair catching the sunrise. For a long moment, they watched in silence, listening to the city breathe. Today is the true bonding, she whispered. Ryan nodded, still trying to grasp the weight of it. He could feel her excitement through the link that pulsed softly within his chest, a gentle echo of her heartbeat. Days ago, he would have called the feeling impossible. It felt like the most natural thing in the universe. A bell chimed across the city. Small air skiffs drifted upward, guiding guests toward the highest platform, the circle of light. The entire population seemed to move as one, every path lit with fluttering petals that glowed whenever someone stepped on them. It looked like thousands of tiny stars, guiding everyone to the same point in the sky. Guards arrived to escort Ryan and Leora. They wore polished armor and bright sashes as a sign of peace. Ryan noticed Valen among them, no longer a rival but an honored guest. Valen gave a single respectful nod. Ryan returned it, feeling a surprising thread of understanding between them. The lift platform rose until the city faded beneath their feet. At the summit lay an open space paved with crystal tiles. At its center floated the heart of Shalaria, a living sphere of pink and gold energy. It pulsed like a planet suspended. In midair, both beautiful and a little frightening. Elders formed a wide circle. Citizens lined the outer edge, silent in respect. Ryan felt thousands of eyes on him, yet he also sensed calm. The link told him that Leora stood beside him, steady as a mountain. The eldest elder stepped forward, raising his staff. This ceremony is simple, he said. It is only one. Rule, speak the truth of your heart. He turned to Ryan. Outsider, who is now one of us. Do you choose this bond freely? Ryan took a breath. I choose it, he said, voice clear across the crystal floor. Not because I fell from the sky, and not because of trials or laws. I choose it because Leora believed in me when I barely believed in myself. With her, I feel stronger and more whole. Murmurs of approval drifted through the crowd. Warmth spread inside Ryan's chest as Leora squeezed his hand.
Eldred!
Turned to her. Princess Leora, do you accept this bond freely? With all that I am, she replied. This human face storms beasts and betrayal to protect our city. Carries courage and kindness in equal measure. Our hearts already speak. Today our voices simply match what we feel. The elder smiled. Then place your hands upon the heart. Together they stepped forward. The sphere brightened as they touched its surface. Light poured around their fingers, weaving like threads of liquid fire. The heart expanded, then grew transparent, until it looked like a shell of dancing sparks surrounding them. Images flashed inside the sphere memories from both their lives. Ryan saw his sister laughing back on Earth, Leora training in a moonlit courtyard, Ryan throwing the rock that saved her, Leora leaning over him with the vial, both of them fighting side by side under falling debris. Each scene blended into the next, until they formed a single story. Ryan felt a pull deep inside, not painful, but powerful. He sensed Leora's thoughts brush against his own. Gratitude, hope, gentle fear, fierce love. He sent back steady certainty. Their feelings intertwined until it was hard to know where one ended and the other began. The heart drew back into a small, glowing shard that settled between their joined palms. The shard cooled, leaving a faint mark on each of their wrists, a tiny symbol shaped like two curved lines meeting at a point. The crowd exhaled in awe. The elder lowered his staff. The bond is complete. Two hearts, one path. Cheers spread. Across the circle, rising higher and higher until they filled the open sky. Petals burst in bright fountains, swirling around Ryan and Leora like living confetti. Music rang out, layers of drums, flutes, and voices singing an ancient melody of unity. But before celebration could truly begin, a deep rumble echoed across the horizon. The sky darkened as thick clouds rolled in, faster than any normal storm. Violet lightning cracked among them. Alarms sounded from watchtowers. That energy feels. Wrong, Leora said, her brows knitting. The orb guide zipped to Ryan's side, pulsing a warning. Ada scrolled across a nearby console. Cosmic pulse. Wave detected. Shield overload imminent. Elders hurried, unsure what to do. The new sky shields had never faced a cosmic pulse wave. It's an unpredictable surge that could fry every system and send the city crashing. Ryan glanced at the heart shard mark on his wrist. Maybe our link can steady it. It's possible, Leora said. But it could drain us completely. We just promised to face things together, Ryan replied, offering a half smile. No better test than right now. They ran to the control dais, where engineers struggled with flickering panels. Ryan placed his marked wrist against a glowing port. Leora did the same next to him. The shard marks lit up, channeling their combined energy into the grid. Pain flared for a moment, sharp, icy, but then eased as their heartbeats synchronized. Ryan felt power rush through him, but it was shared, balanced. The shield lines across the city brightened from blue to brilliant white, forming a net that pushed against the approaching pulse wave. Outside the platform's clear walls, violet lightning struck the shield dome once, twice, 100 times yet. The barrier held. The storm roared, then rolled past, broken and harmless. When the last echo faded, silence filled the air. Then the city erupted in cheers louder than before. Elders bowed in respect, warriors lifted their weapons in salute, and children shouted free-spirited songs. Ryan staggered but stayed standing. Leora pressed her shoulder to his, lending him strength through the link. Together they faced the crowd, breathing hard, yet smiling wide. Later, as dusk settled, a quiet gathering formed on a garden platform. Lanterns floated on gentle currents, drifting like glowing seeds toward the stars. Valen approached with 2 crystal cups. To peace between tribes, he said, offering 1 cup to Ryan. Ryan accepted, clinking cups carefully. He drank a sweet, cool liquid that tasted of moonlit flowers. Valen lowered his voice. You earned my respect, human. If you ever seek allies beyond these forests, my gates are open. I may take you up on that, Ryan replied. Earth can always use new friends. Leora touched Ryan's arm, speaking of Earth. You ever want to return? He thought about it, the sister he missed, the familiar sky of home. But he felt the symbol on his wrist warm beneath his touch, like a tiny heartbeat. Someday. Maybe, he said. And when I do, I'll bring you with me. 2 worlds linked instead of 1 lost. She smiled, eyes shimmering under lantern light. Then our journey is only beginning. They stood at the edge of the platform watching. Lanterns float upward until they blended with real stars. The city below glowed peacefully, protected by shields strengthened not by machines alone but by 2 bonded hearts. Somewhere in the distance, another bell chimed, a gentle promise of new dawns to come. And above it all, the shard marks on there. Wrists pulsed together, steady and bright, as if whispering, united always. The story of the accidental bond had ended, yet a greater adventurous shared life was just beginning.